Hello, I'm Ethan. Welcome back to the Unknown Files. The recovered videotape revealed something impossible. Someone had been secretly recording the documentary crew, but hidden inside the damaged footage, investigators found another recording. This one had no timestamp, no camera operator, and no explanation. The file was simply labeled 3:17 a.m. Tonight, we discover why no one who follows the woman in white ever returns. This is file number 3, The Woman in White. The mysterious recording began with heavy static before slowly revealing the same forgotten village. Unlike the previous footage, this recording had no date, no time, and no camera information. Only one thing appeared on the screen. 3:17 a.m. Rain slowly fell across the empty village as the hidden camera moved through the silent streets. Every house stood open, every lantern remained dark, and thick fog drifted between the old buildings. It felt as though the village itself had been waiting for someone to return. The recording suddenly stopped moving. The camera slowly focused on an old stone well standing alone in the middle of the village square. Nothing happened for several seconds. Then, a faint white figure appeared behind the well before disappearing into the fog. Investigators replayed the footage several times. Every replay revealed the same white figure standing in exactly the same place. She never moved. She never looked at the camera. She simply waited beside the old well, as though expecting someone to arrive. As the tape continued, the hidden camera slowly turned toward the forest beyond the village. Standing beneath an enormous banyan tree was the mysterious woman in white. She wasn't looking at the village. She was looking deep into the forest. Then, without making a single sound, she slowly raised one hand and pointed into the darkness. The hidden camera remained fixed on the woman in white. She never moved, never looked around, and never spoke. Then, without warning, every dog barking in the distance suddenly fell silent. Even the rain seemed to stop for a brief moment, as though the entire village was holding its breath. Seconds later, the camera began moving toward her on its own. The footage showed no footsteps, no shaking, and no sign that anyone was holding it. It glided silently across the wet road, getting closer with every passing second, as if something invisible was carrying it. Just before the camera reached her, the woman in white slowly lifted her head. Her face remained hidden beneath long strands of wet black hair. She didn't look at the camera. Instead, she stared past it, into the darkness behind whoever or whatever was recording. Investigators froze the footage frame by frame. In every image, the woman in white was looking in the exact same direction. She wasn't watching the village, and she wasn't watching the camera. She was watching something standing directly behind it. Then the impossible happened. For the first time in the recording, the woman in white slowly raised one trembling hand. Not toward the village, but directly toward the hidden camera. She wasn't calling it closer. She was silently warning it to leave before something else arrived. The hidden camera remained fixed on the woman in white. She lowered her trembling hand and slowly stepped backward into the thick fog. She never turned around. She simply faded into the darkness, as though the forest itself had swallowed her whole. Seconds after she disappeared, the recording became unstable. Heavy static covered the screen before a loud, distorted sound echoed through the investigation room. When the picture finally returned, the hidden camera was no longer facing the village. It was pointing deep into the forest. At first, the forest appeared completely empty. Then investigators noticed something impossible. Between the trees stood dozens of dark human silhouettes, perfectly still, silently watching the hidden camera. None of them moved. None of them blinked. They simply waited, as if expecting the camera to come closer. The investigators enhanced the final few seconds of the recording. One by one, the shadowy figures became clearer. Every silhouette had the same face, the face of one of the missing documentary crew members. Somehow, they were all standing inside the forest, staring directly into the camera. Just before the tape ended, one final frame appeared. Hidden among the shadow figures stood the woman in white. For the first time, she slowly turned toward the camera. Her face remained hidden, but she raised one finger to her lips, silently asking whoever was watching to stay quiet. A second later, the screen went completely black. The investigation file was immediately sealed. Officially, the footage never existed. Some warnings are never spoken. They are only understood when it's already too late. The woman in white wasn't leading anyone into danger. She was trying to keep them away from it. But what was hiding inside the forest remains unknown. I'll open the next file soon. Until then, never follow a voice calling your name in the dark. I'm Ethan, and this has been The Unknown Files.